All right, so here we are into, the third installment discussing why self-help actually isn't helping people. So in this short episode, we're going to look at the third reason, the next piece, why things are not working. So as always, my name is Celeste and I help driven millennial women become better humans using my rare systematic approach to mindset training designed to help you find freedom from chaos, clarity of purpose, and the power to create a life worth living. You know that in every video you watch, be that these new ones or the old ones that are out there, I'm always going to bring you the truth around what's happening when it comes to building a better life. And of course, I'm always going to try and encourage your own pursuit of excellency so you can do the work to become a better human. So we've been going into reasons why most self-help stuff doesn't work. And today we've got the third piece of this little puzzle and a nice little crab analogy for you. And I think you've heard me talk about this before. We've said so far that the personal development industry is keeping you stuck. It's full of gurus and people who are spouting philosophy and just complete bullshit with very little substance. It's nice ideas, it's nice to hear. It might jack you up for a minute, make you feel momentarily motivated, but there's nothing to actually follow through with. There's nothing to really follow. There are so few coaches and programs out there who can actually provide you with a step-by-step journey that you can follow and get real results. There's no map, there's no system, and like we said yesterday, there's no tools to help you navigate that journey. You know what else is missing? The right people. This is that third piece. If you can take the right steps at the right time, have the right tools with the right people, you're going to get results. You've heard the crab in the bucket story before. If there's one crab in a bucket, you whip the lid off, it's going to climb out, it's going to find its freedom. But if you actually put that same crab in a bucket full of other crabs and you whip the lid off, it's going to stay stuck because every time it tries to climb up the side, one of the others is going to grab it with its little pincers and pull it back down. Ultimately, this is what happens to people. They go on these journeys, they start to change, they start to get better, and the people around them are uncomfortable with that. They don't like it. Nobody really likes change because change is, it's discomfort. It's the unknown, and our biggest fear as human beings is our fear of the unknown. So they start to pull everybody down. And it's not through, malice or meanness. It's through their own personal fear. And we're not like that inside Project Tempest. We're more like those little worker ants that help lift each other up and help each other climb out of the bucket. Because we understand that it can be lonely when you decide to change, when you decide to go on this journey. And people just don't get it. They're going to question you. They're going to ridicule you. And they're going to try and stop you. They're going to tell you you've joined a cult. They're going to tell you you've changed, you're not the same person. And they're going to try and make that out to be a bad thing when it's not a bad thing. It's a good thing. Anyone who doesn't like it when you change for the better doesn't actually have a problem with you. They have a problem with themselves and their own inability to change. Remember that. Most people's problems are not with you, it's with themselves. And as you get better and better, you'll start to become a beacon of light. And when that light shines on something, it makes it very visible. And the people who are unhappy with themselves, they don't want to be visible. So they'll slink back into the darkness, back into the shadows, or they're going to attack and they're going to try and dim your light because it makes them feel bad. And that is not your fault. That's why it's so, so important to be part of a tribe of people who can actually stand in your light and shine one back at you. So here's a little something for you to do today. Something practical you can do. You will need pen and paper. I want you to write down a list of all the relationships in your world right now. So your family, your friends, people you work with, anyone who has a role in your life that is beyond just a quick hello. So someone who you regularly speak to, someone who actually has some kind of significance in your life. List them off. Then go through that list and start crossing off the people who have or will challenge you if you start to change. These are the people who, question you. If you start eating a little bit healthy, they look at you weird. Oh, what are you doing that for? Why are you on a diet? If you start going to the gym, oh, why are you turning into one of those people that lives at the gym? If you start reading books, oh, why are you reading books instead of watching the TV? Those people that always have a little bit of a dig anytime you try and do something useful for yourself. Cross them off. No, it doesn't mean they're bad people. It doesn't mean you should get rid of them from your life. It simply means you have to learn to manage your expectations with that person. Because if you can manage your expectations and you know how this person reacts and how they're going to be, then you can avoid disappointment and hurt. If you know what to expect, then it's a lot easier to deal with them. If you know where you stand, you know what to expect, and then you know who's going to lift you up and who's going to be programmed to pull you back down. Just like the crabs, they're all programmed to pull people back down so that they all stay the same in their own little community in the bottom of the bucket. If you make the decision to break away from that, then you want to be in a group of people who are going to help you with that, not a group of people who are going to shove you back down to the bottom. So with that said, go give this little journal exercise a try and let me know how you get on. And we'll be back with the next episode in a couple of days' time.